What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the M&J Podcast, Episode 2. We've got a lot planned today, a lot to say, so just kick back and relax, man. You know how it is, man. We're going to have a fun podcast today.
A lot of new music came out recently. We're really excited to share a couple thoughts on it and stuff. It's been I think it's been a pretty crazy year so far. 2020 is looking really, really good.
A lot of music out, man. There's still a lot to come. Not too many big artists have dropped so far, right? So we got a lot to look forward to later in the year too.
It's only been a month. But
only been a month, yeah. So let's get into some new music. We haven't really talked about a lot of new music so far. We've kind of on our last episode we kind of reviewed the year, the decade, and last year as well, 2019. So let's get into some of the new music that has actually dropped in 2020 or around that time. Maybe some late. I threw in some late 2019 picks that we didn't really talk about in the last episode as well. They're still kind of new because it's only February. Mm-hmm. But so the first new album that I wanted to highlight is the box. Sorry, Roddy Ricch. Please excuse me for being antisocial.
Yeah, when exactly did that release? I know that was at the end of last year.
That was at the end of last year.
November, December?
December. It was December. Shoot, it was at the end of December.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah.
So when I thought of that project, man, I first of all, I think Roddy Ricch is tremendously talented as a guy. I'm just waiting for an album that is more outside of the box, more
no pun intended.
No pun intended. Just no, but just more outside the box, and where he's pushing things a little more. To me, the last album, you can tell he's super talented. You can tell that from before, but he doesn't have an album that's super different. To me, he can just do so much more concept wise, even the amount that goes into the song. To me, Roddy Ricch could put out an album like that every few months.
Yeah. The only knock I have on it is I see what you mean. He's a relatively new artist as well. The fact that I think he has maybe 3 projects. This was his 3rd one or something like that. But yeah, he's a really talented dude. The Billboard show, he's been charting at number 1 for the past little while. I think he broke a few records and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can see what you mean about him maybe going outside the box a little bit more, because we see he's such a talented guy and we know he can do a lot more with it, kind of thing, right?
Yeah, and that album, I probably messed with probably 5 tracks on the album. It's 13 tracks, 12 tracks, something like that.
What was your favorite track on it?
Probably Perfect Time.
Yeah, I remember you showed me me that one. There was one with the PETA one as well, but that was with
PETA.
That was with I think it was with Meek, actually.
I don't know. My favorite tracks, I like Roll the Dice on there. I like The Box. I like Perfect Time. Perfect Time to me is my favorite though. The thing is, he could just do so much more. The songs just seem really cookie cutter, But it seems like if he went just outside the box and just had some more depth, more layers to it, it would be a classic. But he just doesn't have a classic album.
This is just my opinion. I think Roddy Ricch is someone that really developed his own sound, but I feel throughout the project, it was really good. But I feel a lot of the songs were really, I want to say, similar.
Oh, I also like that "Start With Me" song with Gunna. That was a good track on the album too. Yeah, I still like the Roddy Ricch project. It's just the amount of talent he has.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. It wasn't an amazing project to me. It was just a good project. It was a good project.
You think nothing special kind of thing, or?
Yeah, it was good. It was good. So if it's good, it's special. But it's nothing that's
Fair. Okay.
I don't like ranking it like this, but it'll probably be a 6 or 7 out of 10, something like that.
Yeah, that's pretty fair. If 5's average, that's already pretty good, right?
Yeah, it's good. It's a good good project. So Cameron and Purple Haze too. So this project dropped maybe around the beginning of December, maybe end of November. I just didn't talk about it at all at last year, so I just wanted to rehash that. That was a really good project, man. A really good project from Cameron. I don't know if it's as good as Jim Jones' project. I don't think so. I think I prefer Jim Jones' project, but bro, Heatmakers destroyed this project. Heatmakers went in there and gave Cameron some dope instrumentals to rap over. That closing track was incredible. And he really, the thing I like about this album is that he really talked about his life. You really had that soulful feel that you get from Dipset on all these tracks, and Yeah, literally great replay value on this album, and Cameron, he's not, to me, he's not somebody you really go to for like top level bars, but he still gives you that feeling. He gives you that dipset feeling that you're looking for. So I definitely got that on this project.
He's been around for a while, right? He's probably like a pretty wide discography. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I haven't really listened to the project like entirely, kind of thing. But I know a lot of people were talking about Purple Haze 2 and stuff, and how he did his thing on there, kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. It was good that I like it. And then Mick Jenkins, The Circus. So me and you both listened to this together. Actually, I think we talked about it briefly on the last podcast. So The Circus I thought was dope, bro. Like, I really liked his rapping on there. I thought it was a good project.
It was a little bit short from what I remember.
It was short. It was a short project, exactly. If it was longer, I would have enjoyed it more. I liked, let's see, if I could rank it in a discography, like really quick off the top of my head, I think I prefer definitely Waters, definitely Pieces of Man, and the hard component. So maybe this might be my least favorite Mick Jenkins project, actually.
Really?
Yeah, but it's still good, and that shows you how good of an artist he is. I thought conceptually it was deep. Like you said, I just wish it was longer. There were longer tracks in there, and I wish he was more. I guess we talked about this last time too, like more aggressive.
Yeah. I mean, Mick Jenkins always does his thing, kind of. I think we're both really big fans of like the way he's such a wordsmith, and the way he kind of like carries out themes throughout his songs and stuff. But yeah, I feel like the main knock that we both have is that it is a little bit short. We were looking for a little bit more, but that's not to discredit the dude or anything like that.
I don't think that was my main knock with it. I think my main knock with it is it can be like however long it was, like 7 or 8 tracks. It can be that long. Like, I still go back to it a little bit. The thing that I didn't like about it personally, like, it was still a really good project, but I just didn't think the bars were that aggressive, man. Like, I think he was too laid back on a lot of tracks. But hey, I'm gonna keep listening to it. It's a pretty neat project. Maybe that won't be the case in a little bit. Maybe like, because you have to keep going back and back, and I have listened to it quite a bit, like maybe 3, 4, or 5 times, but you got to keep going back to undo the layers of that project. That's what I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
So to me, it's just a laid back feel. Like, it can be that short, and it can be a great project. To me at least. Mm-hmm. So I guess we kind of differ. Next is JACKBOYS. So one of the biggest projects that were released, Travis Scott, Sheck West, Don Toliver, all these big artists on this thing. There's another short project, 7 or 8 songs, and I thought it was. I was kind of surprised because usually I don't like collaboration projects like that, but I thought it was a really good project, and I actually think I prefer it to the Roddy Ricch project. And the replay value with Travis is always high, and with songs like that, it's always high. But I don't know. I thought there was quality tracks. It wasn't like poppy or anything. Even though you might argue that Travis got a little bit pop, but it didn't come off like that. It came off like, I don't know. It came off like a good project. It was good all the way through. Good tracks, and I like it.
I know Travis has a pretty like wide discography and stuff, but maybe off the top of your head, kind of thing, where would this project rank in order of your like least favorite maybe Travis Scott projects?
Dude, it's hard to rank because it's a collaboration with so many people, right?
Yeah.
So I don't want to rank it with a Travis because obviously when you're in a group, it's like you have to consider every member of the group in that. So I can rank it maybe against Honcho Jack, which is Travis's other collaboration project with Quavo, and from what I remember from that project, it's been a while since I reviewed it, but I prefer JACKBOYS. I prefer just the variation and the amount of different appearances we have on JACKBOYS, and I prefer the shorter, like how short it is to Honcho Jack. I don't know how you feel.
Okay, but. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest. This is another project I haven't listened to entirely or fully, to be honest. But I'm sure it's pretty good though. Like I could see Travis doing his thing, kind of thing. It sounds like he went out a little bit more out of the box. And
Sheck West is your boy, though.
Experimental. Yeah. Oh, Sheck West. Okay. Oh yeah, JACKBOYS. Okay. Yeah. Sheck West is my guy. I think I like him a little bit more than you.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Sheck West fan, dude. Like, I don't know. Obviously, he just has that one album out. Kind of a one hit type of guy.
That's his only album, My Boy?
I believe so, yeah.
Really? Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I think I could be wrong, but I believe it is. I'm not a Sheck West discography guy.
That's the one project I listened to. I was like, I could kind of vibe with this, you know.
Yeah, you were playing that one track. What's that one track you kept playing?
It's called Danimals or something like that.
Yeah, that was a horrible. That's a horrible track.
Sheck West. Okay, well I can't curse on here, but you know the Sheck West phrase.
Yeah. So next track I have, that's a newer track is, and just to reiterate, like, or just to say, we're just going through all of these tracks for the last month because, you know, we started after the year began, so we just wanted to give an introduction to the type of music we like and kind of what we thought of the last decade because, you know, it was only fitting, you know, it's the end of the decade, but going forward, we're not gonna go like a month at a time in like huge time blocks of all these different albums. We're gonna try and, you know, if an album drops, like we're gonna post this podcast weekly, so during that week, you know, whatever music drops, we'll talk about it. So it's not always going to be this like giant block of music that we have to talk about every week.
That being said, and you know, just because there's so much music coming out, and maybe there's stuff we're missing on here that maybe deserves a mention, kind of thing. So if you feel you know there's any new music that you like to see, maybe us talk about, kind of thing, just drop it in the comments below. We'd be happy to listen, man. Yeah,
we're always looking for new music, man. And there can never be enough new music, man. It's always a joy listening to this stuff.
Yeah, it's always just a matter of like the time, man. You know, because keeping up with new music obviously takes a lot of time and stuff. But hey, it's a worth it sacrifice. Yeah,
it's a lot of fun, man. So Moneybagg, yo, Time Served. This project, yeah, I've listened to some Moneybagg before, and I've liked the fact that he has bars. You know, he has bars when he writes. He's a more clever writer than a lot of these other new guys that are coming out. And Time Served to me was a good project. When it got towards the middle of the project, I tuned out a little bit just because the material wasn't really for me. But at the beginning of the project, I really enjoyed a lot of the beginning of it. And I actually don't think I've finished it all the way through. Like, I've started it, and then I got towards the middle, and I kind of fizzled out a little bit for me. So I have to listen to the whole thing through before I truly comment on it. But man, the dude got bars. He got a little bit more writing talent than I think a lot of people give him credit for it. So I thought it was dope, man. Like, it was a good project from what I've heard so far, but I don't feel comfortable. You know, I've got to listen to it a little bit more to give a full review. But yeah, I thought it was good so far. What do you think?
I'm gonna be honest, I actually haven't listened to this project. I know I think you showed me a few tracks.
Yeah, I'll show you a few tracks.
You showed me a few tracks. I mean, based off of what I listened to, I mean, it was that
one
good.
track.
I was surprised.
Yeah, that one track. I know you like too. The one with Lil Baby.
Yeah. Lil Baby always kills his features, man. That's I love it, man.
And then Quando Rondo. I messaged you the first time I heard this project. I was you know, coming from the city back to where we are right now, and I was listening to it a few times on my way back, and it was good, man. I like the energy he has on that project, especially starting out the gate. And he has Polo G featured on Marvelous. He has another the song right before Marvelous. I don't remember the name, but don't remember the name right now. But it's a dope track. Like this whole album all the way through is while I have the same issue with this project as I do with Roddy Ricch a little bit, where he could have went more out the box, and I think he kind of sounds more like Polo. Like I think he kind of took a lot of elements from what Polo G does, because I think they're pretty good friends. I think he took a lot of elements from what Polo G does and added it to his current project. But yeah, I like the energy of it. I like Quando. I like the vibe that he has.
Yeah, I like the two, man. But yeah. I know he's been around for like a little bit, I guess. But
he's still a new artist. He's still a new artist. Not that long. Like maybe 2-3 years.
This was the first project that I did listen to, though. I know you showed me a few songs in the past as well, but I mean, I don't really have anything, I guess, negative to say, but I also don't really have anything like overly positive. I don't know.
Do you think this is better than Please Excuse Me for being Antisocial?
I can't give it an objective answer just because, like, I think I've listened to, like, you know, Please Excuse Me for being Antisocial, like, entirely through. This one I would have to, like, I can kind of sit down with it, but I don't know. What do you think?
Like I said, I have similar issue. Like, I don't want to say issues because I like both the projects, but I have similar drawbacks with both of them. I think Quando, like I told you before as well, with the beats that Quando chose, like the beats to me sound like a lot like he just typed in NBA YoungBoy type beat and rapped over it. It kind of sounds like that to me. That piano is very generic for that type of sound.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I want to
remember you talking about.
I want to see him like kind of get more versatile with it, I guess. Which this is a little bit different than his previous sound, I feel like, but you know, just even more like I don't know. That's kind of what I feel, man. Like just a little bit more versatility from it. But I really enjoyed this project. I've been back to it like a ton, so a lot of replay value for me.
Fair. Quando Rondo punching the wall right now, hearing you saying that he needs to be a little bit more versatile somewhere out there. You know, he's just, yo, what you saying, man? Like,
yo, but we could,
my heart, bro. But,
yo, I put my all into this, bro. I put my all into this.
How you gonna say I didn't come with that energy?
Yo, no, but we could all improve though, bro. That's the thing. Like, I'm not hating on it. I love that project, bro. But you know, it's a good project. Objectively, it's a good project. I love that project. You know? Yeah. But you know, we can all improve. Like Kendrick can improve. Like, you know, I listed a ton of good things before I even listed the negative things because
good
things. I know.
What was that one song? Off the rail. You played this song yesterday, I think, like in his car, in the car.
In a car? Oh, I played too many songs.
No, it was no.
Polo G track. I played a lot of Polo G yesterday.
Was that the one with Polo G though? I don't know.
I didn't play any Quando. Okay. Oh, did I play Quando yesterday?
No, you definitely did. You definitely did.
I did?
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Sorry, I'm just trying to like blank out like the song, but
it's probably yeah. I don't remember. I played a lot of music to be honest.
Okay.
But yeah. So we're gonna get back to new music in a little bit. We kind of touched on 6 projects already, so kind of give it a break, give you guys a break, and get to some larger questions we have. You know, larger questions about hip hop stuff going on. So the first thing that we're gonna talk about here is corniness in hip hop, right? And it's something that a lot of people go to, right? They'll be like, yo, like this artist is corny, bro. Like this artist is trash because he's corny. You know, they'll just go to that as like the first thing. So I kind of have some, as I go through like my music listening experience, right, my life, like my opinion on corniness kind of changes, right? Because at first I was like, yo, like corniness is a fictitious thing. Like I don't think you should call another dude corny. Like to me, I didn't understand. Like not dude, but I'm talking about the music. Sorry, that's two different things. But I don't think you should call somebody's music corny because to me, I was like, it's kind of a fictitious thing. It's kind of abstract, right? And then I was kind of like, I kind of fell into that trap for like a bit. Not totally, but I was like, I can kind of understand. Like, yo, like. Yeah, I could hear it. Like, this dude sounds corny to me. This dude sounds corny to me. This dude sounds like... I was kind of in that. I was like, I can kind of hear, like, this song, this thing. Yeah. You know what I mean?
No, I know what you mean, though. I feel like a lot of the times, like, people just go right off the bat and, call an artist corny or call their music corny. And I feel like that kind of, like, undersells them. And it kind of, like, puts a shadow around them that, shouldn't be... that's not really deserving, right? But at the same time, I know what you mean, though. Like, a lot of artists out there, maybe I subconsciously do think they're corny kind of thing, but I think it really comes down to, like, what you think is corny. Like, what makes an artist corny to you? Or, like, what makes, like, someone's music corny? Like, for me, I think it's, like, it's a lack of, like, creativity kind of thing. It just doesn't sound very creative, Like, that's what I think of corny kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
Like, maybe, like, the message behind their music or something is portrayed in a way that's once again, not very creative, I guess. But once again, music is subjective. It's an art, so I can totally see where there's a gray area for people thinking that some music is corny and some music isn't,
Yeah. Okay. Because, do you think that it can be like a lazy thing, though? Like, people are like...
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think when there's a lack of creativity, it kind of shows, like, being a little bit lazy.
I mean, lazy for the listener. Lazy as in the listener doesn't want to... The listener's only thinking about this type of music, and anything outside of this box is corny.
Yeah, no. I think, like, I'm part of like this like random like hip hop discussion group online on like Facebook and stuff, and I think like not to knock on like anyone out there or anything like that, but I feel like that's a place where a lot of people like go to, like just because it's not really made for their ears kind of thing, they automatically consider it corny kind of thing.
Yeah,
like probably like what are some few artists out there a few artists out there that like a lot of people say they're corny and
like Hobson or something.
Hobson.
But like, but I don't know. Like what I'm thinking is like, okay. It seems to me that whatever the popular sound is, whatever's outside of that popular sound, people think is corny, right? And sometimes that is the case. I mean, sometimes you can kind of understand, but sometimes it's like you got to dig deeper into the music. You got to live with the music a little bit longer. And, to me, like, I've never been that guy to be like, this whole thing is corny. No, I might think some like little bar or something is corny here and there, but I don't know. I was just revisiting some projects the other day. Like I revisited NF The Search.
That's also another artist like some people call like corny and stuff, which that part I don't agree with.
Right, but to me, The Search, a few bars on the album where I was like, oh, I can see why people would call this corny. I could see it.
Okay. Yeah.
But I revisited it the other day, and I was like, man, like maybe it just took a few more listens because to me it doesn't sound like that anymore. So I think sometimes you just gotta live with a project and you just gotta give it a chance. Mm-hmm. And you won't feel the same way. I didn't think the whole project was corny. I was like, oh, I can understand. I can kind of get it. I kind of see a few bars here and there. And then I listened to it again. I was like, yeah, not as much as I thought previously.
Yeah, yeah. So. For me, like when I listened to that project, well, number one, I did like it and stuff. I think he went a little bit overboard. We kind of talked about that with the whole like cinematic instrumentals on that thing. But that's off topic though. I agree though. Like sometimes you kind of have to like dig deeper within the music, and maybe your opinion changes, kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's kind of a difficult topic, right?
Yeah.
Like it's kind of hard to really. That's what I kind of don't like about the whole corny thing, right? Because it's kind of abstract.
Yeah, because like corny is so abstract. It's like so vague that like like my definition of corny is probably like different from your definition of corny, right?
Yeah.
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 So a few other artists out there that like, I think a lot of people tend to say is like corny. Maybe people like, I think people said like Chance's corny or something like that. People said Logic's corny. Yeah.
All right. So, what's your opinion about the relationship, like between an artist and the persona that they kind of have? So, for example, I was having this argument with somebody the other day, where like, I think we're all human beings, right? And NF is a good example. We were just talking about him. NF is an artist who has a very singular focus in his music.
Yeah.
Where he only shows you, for the most part, two emotions, which are sadness and anger, or the majority of the time, right? So
yeah, that's what he shows. I know. If you visit his like social media accounts and stuff, it's all like like dark and gloomy and stuff. Maybe he's not like that in real life, right? But that's what he puts into his music and his branding kind of thing, right?
Right.
Like that kind of emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like I was arguing with somebody because they were saying, if somebody puts out an album or a song that's like any type of music that's uncharacteristic of who they are, who their persona is, who you think they are, then it's a knock against the artist automatically.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
So I was like, I don't think that's the case because we're all human beings, right? We all have different emotions. We all have different like. We have ups and downs. We have different situations. We're in love. We're not in love. We have, death. We have life. We have different things in our life on a daily basis. Even the person that is the most depressed person in the world, I think, laughs at something sometimes. So you're not always the same all the time. And I think people want artists to always be the same all the time when you can't. It's almost unhuman to be the same all the time. You have to be a robot to be the same all the time.
Are you thinking about it like in terms of like the kind of music they put out, right? Like because they perceive an artist to be X, Y, and Z because of their personality.
Yeah.
They can only put out X, Y, Z type of music kind of thing.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. 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 No. That 100%. I think you really hit the hammer on the nail for that one. Yeah, like it's I think it's simple at the end of the day. You know, like people's emotions are not just a straight line. You know, they're really diverse and stuff. And in fact, I think we actually encourage them to, you know, put out multiple things and portray like maybe who they are through their music kind of thing. You know.
Yeah, no, because I was arguing with somebody because they were like, how can you be a conscious artist and put out like a party song or something like that? Like how can that be the case? Yeah. So what do you think about that?
Well, I mean, I like it. You know, it's as I said before. You know, I think people's emotions are diverse, and when they're diverse, hopefully they channel that into their music, and we get all kinds of different music from that kind of perspective. You know, I think a lot of the times people kind of like pigeonhole artists into like only making one kind of music, and I think that's really unfair, right? Because number one, people should be able to put out the music they feel, you know, passionate about, kind of thing like that. And number two, I think we shouldn't discredit artists like. In this like world of consumption today, I think a lot of the times we think of artists as like, you know, one-dimensional beings, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So
that's the thing. Like, you know, we expect certain things from certain artists. You know, we look forward to certain things. Like if Cameron put out like a trap-inspired album, we'd be like, this is kind of strange. I don't know how I feel about this because Cameron's never done that before. So I understand it, but it's also like the person is a human being at the end of the day, and especially when you're putting out music like NF is, that's more, you know, soul touching music.
Yeah.
It's not. People want him to put out stuff like that all the time. When you're also simultaneously trying to support him as a human being, so it's kind of a interesting dichotomy where it's the brand versus the person in a way, you know.
And a lot of times,
I think we should more support the person, even though how hard it is.
Exactly. But that being said, though, I think a lot of the times like artists choose to like, you know, stay in that one lane because they like at the end of the day like they're kind of like the brand themselves. You know, like when we listen to music and stuff, like we're essentially like buying into their brand kind of thing, right? But to look at the bigger picture of things, you know, we should hopefully one day, you know, listen to artists for everything about who they are, not just like a few aspects.
So we talked about this a little bit last time, right? How hip hop is kind of fused a lot with pop over the last little bit of time. So what do you think like pop hip hop is? What do you think that constitutes? Yeah,
see, I struggle with this question a lot because when we think of the word pop music, right?
Yeah.
Like the literal definition is like popular music, right? It's like pop, like pop for popular kind of thing.
Yeah.
But that being said, like hip hop is the most popular genre right now, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of struggle with that, but we touched on this last time as well. Someone like Drake, for example, who's really bridged the disconnect between the idea of pop and hip hop.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I still have like kind of like trouble separating it in my head though. But that being said though, like we also have like when we listen to like a really pop song, like we can tell it's like, oh, this sounds so pop kind of thing, you know. But
what
do you think?
That's the thing. Like for me, I can hear when something sounds pop.
Yeah.
Like I can hear it. To me, pop music is when somebody is trying to like make it big. Like they're trying to go for the charts, and to do that, they're like using popular trends in music to do that. So they're like using they're using the common structures in music to do that. So they're using like the common like bar structure. They're using the common like delivery. They're using the common flow pattern. They're using everything that's like, you know, typical of a top 100 track. But it's kind of hard to quantify that.
Yeah.
Like you just know it when you hear it. Like to me, when I hear a lot of Post Malone, like even a Post Malone like B-side track, like I'm like, yo, this dude is like pop. Like this guy's trying to go like, Like same thing when I hear Lil Wayne. Same thing when I heard like the Roddy. Like a lot of that stuff to me, it just sounds like it's hip hop. Like okay, Roddy might be a little bit like Roddy is hip hop for sure. But when I listen to it, I can tell he's trying to hit a smash with a lot of the tracks. Not all the tracks in the album. There are a lot of like moonwalking he's not trying to hit a smash with. But like, that's a bad example then. But
no, I can see what you mean though. Like also at the same time, I mean the Billboard show, right? Like popular music is what, you know, like people are listening to a lot. And Roddy Ricch with that project, he's done a good job of putting it out towards the mainstream. You know.
Yeah. But it's still grimy enough to be hip hop though, so that's a bad example. But like
Post Malone is someone though,
like Drake too, like you said before.
Yeah, but like everyone considers Drake like a hip hop artist though, you know. Someone like Post Malone though, I think is.
But people also consider
difficult. Exactly, but
Drake a pop artist, like you said before. Because
yes.
Drake is like, I get that because, like let's look at the last Life Is Good, right? The last track Drake put out recently, or not the last track, the second to last track, the one with Future.
The one with Future, yeah, that's right.
It's pretty obvious he's capitalizing on that like known sound to get a top 100. You know, he's using the formula, getting Future on a track, like doing the Drake flow that we all know Drake to do. Like he just do it. Like when I hear it, it's like I know it. Like I know this is a pop track. It's pop fused with hip hop.
Yeah, like that's not to say like the two can't coexist. You know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, for sure. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like none of these artists are, but when I was talking about Roddy Ricch, like, I think Roddy Ricch is more hip hop than pop by like a large extent. So I don't want to really, but like Drake is somebody who's I think even more to the pop side than Roddy is. So it's a difficult question again, right? And I don't think it's a stigma to say you're a pop artist at all. Like.
Yeah,
I don't think it's a negative thing.
Yeah. But I feel like that is a stigma, like within like the hip hop culture, though. It's like calling someone like really pop and stuff. I don't think like someone that considers himself a hip hop artist probably wouldn't want to be classified as that, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, it's a difficult question, but yeah, I don't know. Like to me, if I'm Post Malone, he's not making music to me that is. I consider like. It's hip hop, but not like Griselda is clearly hip hop. Like I don't know, like
yeah. Once again, like, I feel like it's just such a gray area though. Like someone like Post Malone though, like I think I differ from you. Like, I don't think he's a hip hop artist, dude. That's someone I don't think.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Yeah.
But anyway, so back to some new music. So Mac Miller. Rest in peace. This is a album that came out post his passing. Circles. So apparently, like if you guys don't know, you guys probably already know about this, but his producer, there's a producer that worked with him on this album. You know, I guess worked with his family to put this one out, and it's supposed to be like Swimming in Circles. How both his last album are supposed to kind of coincide together. Man, there's some tough points on this. Good news, especially that video is tough to get through.
Yeah, like when it first came out and stuff, like it was tough to listen to in a sense, like exactly what you're saying. You know, it's like wow, like it really did paint Mac in like a way that we kind of like really understood his thoughts and stuff, and like everything leading up to his death, that kind of thing. We really got a glimpse inside of soul. But at the same time,
glimpse. He's been doing that for years.
Yeah. But at the same time, I know we were kind of talking about this last time about how, Mac didn't put out this project himself though, right? Like this whole thing with what maybe producers and like people in the industry do after an artist's passing, like still releasing their music. Because Mac probably didn't intend to, like he didn't release his project, So do we really want to consider that under his like artistry kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, that's tough, man. Like, I kind of struggle with that because, exactly, Mac didn't put it out himself, so he might have wanted to cut a few things or move a few things around, and it's tough to say, this is a Mac project. I think it's easier to say, like, this is dedicated to Mac type thing. It's easier to say that than say, like, this is like a Mac Miller project. Yeah.
Like I don't get this wrong. Like I think both of us were really happy, and it was really like heartwarming to hear Mac again, like with his new music kind of thing.
I wasn't really happy. I was kind of just like, all right, this is coming. Like because I don't really like the whole after you pass you put out a project thing. So I wasn't really happy. I was just kind of like, I don't know. I don't know what I thought.
See, like as a hip hop fan, I think I was happy in that, like, oh yes, like when Mac passes stuff, it's like, oh damn it, man, I'm never gonna like be able to listen to like another Mac stuff, right?
Yeah.
So with this stuff, like I think from the music perspective, I was like, okay, wow, this is awesome and stuff.
That's true.
But at the same time, though, like from an artist perspective, and what we're kind of like buying into, this is like that kind of whole controversy with when like X passed, and like they just kept putting out his like music, even after he passed his stuff, and he's not even the one profiting from it anymore, right?
And the music is very skeletal.
Yeah.
That X put out, and the fact that the music came out like very soon after his passing with Skins as well, I don't think that was the right move at all,
Mm-hmm.
But with the Mac situation, it was a little different with the way it was handled. I thought it was handled better, but it's always a touchy thing, right?
Yeah.
So with the actual music though, did you hear any differences in Mac's this album compared to his previous last 3, 4?
Not really. I think it kind of sounded like a lot of the songs were like they said they were like scraps from Swimming, right? They're just like songs that didn't make it onto Swimming kind of thing.
No, not scraps. I think he planned to put this album out himself.
Right.
But it was supposed to be in conjunction with Swimming. Like he was supposed to put this out after Swimming, but
yeah, it's like a continuation of Swimming. Kind of thing, right?
Like a continuation.
Yeah, exactly what you said. Like the whole like Swimming and Circus.
But did you hear any differences from Swimming? I definitely did.
In terms of like production
and
quality,
faces.
Maybe like in terms of like production quality kind of thing, or
that's one of the things I have the differences with. The production quality for me was a lot more laid back, lax. It didn't seem like it was mastered, if at all. Very, very like minimally touched.
Yeah. I can see what you mean about it being like in terms of like the production quality being a little bit different. But to me though, like at the end of the day, I think it still sounds like I feel like a lot of the tracks on there could very well be on Swimming.
Wait, I'm gonna get to that. I disagree with you. That's why I'm saying I'm gonna get to that.
Okay.
So the production quality is different, and I think maybe a reason for that is they didn't want to change too much from what Mac already did. Like maybe they didn't want to tinker with it too much, so maybe they're like, let's just leave it more skeletal, I guess. Like let's not flesh out with more mastering, more get the mixing to a different level type thing, or add a few more things. Like maybe that's the reason. So that's one difference I had with it. Another difference was Swimming had a lot more. The beats were different. They were different. Not only were they, like what I just explained. Like, okay, let me take it back. Not only were the beats less lively, I think, in Circles, and like less produced. Like the album was less produced, but it was also, I think, slower tempo, and Mac Miller was doing a lot more singing on Circles. Like, there was a lot more singing, like a lot more singing on there, like twice as much singing. And on Swimming, it was a lot.
There was already a lot of like singing on Swimming too, though, right?
Not very much, not like that. Like Circles was almost all like Mac singing.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I would have to take a closer listen, but I definitely see what you mean. Like in terms of like Circles, like the production quality is a little bit more laid back kind of thing, and they left it a little bit more skeletal. But in terms of like the singing part, like I thought like both albums were like really heavily like induced for singing.
No, Swimming was a slower tempo album, but it wasn't a lot of singing on there. There wasn't a lot of singing. It was a lot of rapping, slower tempo rapping, but not a lot of like singing. Circles was, I thought, maybe more rock inspired or something. It was more like there's more of that. It had a similar, like both albums had a similar feel.
Yeah.
But those are two major differences that I saw listening to them.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Agree to disagree. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For real though, like I don't know. We can argue about that a little more.
No, but like he in both Swimming and Circles though, like from what I remembered and stuff, like for example on Good News versus something like on Swimming for like 2009, like
2009's all rapping.
No, but the intro and stuff, the intro like that kind of that whole singing thing, and
he hums for a bar.
But Circles as well. Like you could like sing and like rap at the same time though. It's just like in that kind of like slower tempo thing the way Mac does.
Yeah, but it was more. It was
like both okay, Swimming and Circles.
Swimming was more like almost more like jazz inspired. Circles is almost more like I don't know, more like
You didn't get any like jazz sort of vibe.
There was, but less so. I got less of it. It was more like almost like late 1900 rock, more of that vibe, less jazz vibe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, like I agree to disagree.
Okay,
you know, it's like like to me, it coexists though. You know,
it does coexist.
It coexists.
The sound is different.
Like,
the sound is the same. The sound is similar, which is why I think they go together.
Like this,
but there are a few differences in it.
Like this is like a hot take. Like I feel like if Mac actually put out Circles himself kind of thing,
yeah.
and he tweaked a few things up, I think it would sound like, I wouldn't say identical to like Swimming kind of thing, but it would sound a lot more of that kind of feel like that you got in the Swimming kind of thing, like very heavily jazz inspired. I don't know.
Possibly.
Like not all not all the tracks on like Circles, of course, but
it's also like his delivery on it. Like it's just like to me, I got the differences because Swimming to me is one of my favorite albums of like a very long time.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I got those differences, and I was gonna like applaud Mac because I thought he took it. He didn't make an album that was identical to Swimming. He developed it. He tried a lot of new things on Circles, which I thought was pretty cool and interesting. And I don't really haven't heard anything like in that take before.
Yeah.
So that's me. I know.
Yeah.
Different.
Yeah, don't worry. After off like the podcast and stuff, we're gonna be having like an hour-long debate on this. But just for the clarity of time and stuff, just to end off, what did you think though? Out of like, I know you don't really want to quantify it because Mac didn't put it out himself. Circles kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm not gonna quantify it.
Did you like it though?
I'm not gonna quantify it.
But okay, you don't have to quantify it. You can qualify it then. Did you like it? Put aside like just the music itself kind of thing, like not including the part where like following his death and stuff, like he didn't mean to put it out himself and stuff. For what it was
okay. I took it in as more of a celebration of Mac's life. I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into if I liked it or not. I took it in as more of a celebration.
Exactly. No, yeah, that's what I mean. Like I liked it because it was a celebration of Mac's life, right?
Okay.
And we really got like a glimpse into like how he was feeling at the time. So,
but I don't think everything was fleshed out enough for me. So I just took it as, all right. Like this is this. Like I don't want to really get into how because okay, to me, I didn't really enjoy it very much. I just kind of took it in as okay.
Fair.
These are the thoughts that are going through Mac's mind at the time.
Right.
I didn't think about how he's presenting it as much. I did think about how he's presenting it, but I didn't really want to think about any criticisms of it. I just left it like that because it wasn't finished, in my opinion. It wasn't.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
What's your opinion?
No, I agree. See, I'm having a little bit of a struggle because 100% I even though like the ethics behind them putting it out when it was quote unquote like against Mac's will because he obviously didn't have a say in this being put out kind of thing. I liked it because the point of it was a celebration for Mac's life, but at the same time I 100% see what you mean, the fact that it obviously sounds a little bit more skeletal kind of thing.
Yeah, I don't really want to get into it too much because, but...
Yeah. Anyways, rest in peace, Mac.
Yes, rest in peace, Mac. So Eminem, music to be murdered by. Yeah, man, I honestly went into this Eminem project with almost no expectations whatsoever. I was like, hey, it's another Eminem project. We'll see what we get. It's a pretty cool title because when it has a title like that, it's Eminem. Is what's gonna happen. Well, I don't want to say that, but I kind of have a feeling. I was like, it's titled. This is kind of contradictory to what I had said just like 2 seconds ago, but now that I think about it, going into the project, looking at the title, I was like, Eminem might be going back to his, just like rapping just to. See what level he can get to, see how far he can push the genre, and I was like, hey, that's pretty dope if he's in that bag right now. So I went into that album and I thought it was a good project, man. I thought it was a good project. It actually exceeded my expectations.
Right? Yeah. Yeah.
So
No, I'm with you right there. Definitely exceeded my expectations too. Going into it, yeah, I'm like following his previous projects. I don't think I was very, I guess, amazed by them kind of thing. So I was just like, okay, I'm happy that I'm hearing another Eminem project, right? But definitely, it exceeded my expectations too.
yeah.
What was your favorite track on the album?
I have a lot of tracks I really like.
Mine's got to be the one with Juice WRLD. Godzilla.
That is not one of my favorite tracks.
Godzilla.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, I don't know. I really really like that one. I don't know.
I don't really like it. I like Juice WRLD's part. I don't like Eminem's rapping as much. I don't know. There's something about it. It was an okay track. It was a good track. Eminem kills it, like structurally, but my enjoyment level wasn't as high as some of the other tracks.
Fair.
Like I really like the Young M.A. track. I really like the Premonition. I really like the first song with Royce. I like Marsh. I like, and then after that would be the Godzilla track for me.
Okay.
But
yeah,
I prefer those tracks to the Godzilla one. Even what's that track? The track where he's pretending to be the shooter.
Yeah.
Darkness. Even that track, I might prefer more than Godzilla, but Godzilla's a good track to me. It's up there for one of my favorite from the project.
From the music aside, though, I think when this album first came out, I remember we kind of talked about this, how Eminem is someone that like gets a lot of flack a lot from maybe people that don't really listen to him and don't really understand what he's about. Just like the album is literally called Music to Be Murdered By, right? So a lot of the stuff he said on that album is obviously like really explicit and really like intense stuff, but I think you reminded me of as well, like Eminem's also there for like kind of like the shock factor portion and stuff.
Yeah, and he said in like
that one bar about like the Ariana Grande concert one, like he got a lot of flack for that. But.
Yeah, and he says right after he says those lines, he says I'm a like don't take me seriously, I'm a joker, I'm a comedian. He says that, so he's like, like that's just him. That's Eminem. He doesn't mean it to be too. I don't think Eminem.
He's there to like murder the rhymes, like
he's there to murder the rhymes, and I don't think he's there because he wants to demean anything or take away from the loss of some families for the loved ones that they lost or anything of that sort, or support Saddam Hussein or like he says on the He just,
I think a lot of the times we need to remind ourselves of like I guess number one who like the artist really is, and number two obviously he's there for like the music,
Yeah, exactly. So anything else about the album that you liked, didn't like?
It was definitely an above average project for me. Like I said, I think it was a lot better than both Revival and Kamikaze. So, yeah, it was enjoyable.
I really liked Eminem's beat selection on this. I thought it was his best beat selection in a long time, probably since the March Mathers LP2. I sounded really great on some of the newer style beats as well, which was pretty surprising. He sounded like he belonged on there.
Good point.
And I enjoyed some of the features he brought in. He
had some crazy features.
Yeah, he had Slaughterhouse aside from Joe on there. He had who else he had? He had Young M.A. obviously. He had Royce on a few tracks. Royce also produced a little bit of that, which is awesome. It's cool that he brought his friend, his best friend, in to produce. I thought that was dope. And Royce is also producing his new album, which is going to be coming out soon, which I'm looking forward to. But I really like Royce's feature on there as well. That first feature Royce had, he's really candid. I thought the album was really good. It's a really good project. I don't know if it's my favorite of the year so far. Probably. But it might be my favorite of the year. It's definitely up there. So, and I wasn't expecting it to be or anything. It was a good project.
Yeah.
Stunna for Vegas, Rich Yungin. So Started for Vegas is the baby's artist. Newer artist. It's his second project. I did not finish listening to it, so I apologize to you guys out there. But I listened to probably the first half of it. I wasn't surprised and wasn't overwhelmed by it. I just thought it was okay.
I haven't listened to the project, so I can't really add any input.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. Shout out to Stunna for Vegas, the baby doing his thing over there. And yeah, I thought it was good.
Definitely worth a listen, though.
You can skip it. It's okay. It's okay. You know, you don't have to. Hus Big Conspiracy. Hus, a UK artist. I showed you this album a few days ago. The album was surprising, man. It was a good project to me. I like it. He sounds different than a lot of guys. He still has that UK style to him, but he adds his own flavor to it. He has some deeper cuts on there toward the end of the project, but a lot of it was just him just rapping and talking some fly stuff. He's a fly dude. He's talking some fly stuff on the mic. That's about it for the album, and it was good. It was good. Definitely one of my favorites for the year. And it's kind of a surprise coming out. I wasn't familiar with Hus before listening to the project, and I took out a lot of good tracks from there. So
yeah, I remember you showed me a few tracks on there. I did like it and stuff, but I think this is just like a personal thing though. I don't know. I never really got into that whole that UK drill type beat kind of thing. I don't know. Like someone like Dave obviously uses he's a good example. I know I never really got into it. Not to say I dislike it or anything, but I think maybe I would just have to listen to it a little bit more. I think maybe I'm just not used to it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I think you'd like the project. There's a lot of good things about it. I just wish he showed a little bit more of his. Like I said, he showed us enough of his personality that I wish he would went a little more into that. But it was a dope project. It was dope. Shout out Hus. Okay, Russ, Shake the Snow Globe. So what did you think about this Russ project?
It was really good. I think my favorite track on there was the one with sorry, not the Rick Ross. The one with Rick Ross was okay, but I think it was the opening track. I'm thinking. I think it was literally called "Need a Moment" or something like that. "Need a Minute," something like that. Yeah,
that was a good track.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite track of the album. Russ is obviously someone that's really really creative and really really talented kind of thing, but I don't know. I feel like a lot of the music all sounds too mellow sometimes. I don't know, but maybe that's just a personal thing that I don't really like that much. It just sounds like.
Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I'll address that too, but let me stay with what I thought. I thought it was a good project. I thought it was a bordering a really good project. I like that song at the beginning too. I also like the Rick Ross track, but I prefer the end of the album actually to the beginning. I showed you that song "Patience" from the end.
Was that with anyone featured? I'm trying to think.
No,
it was okay.
It was by himself.
Okay.
It was produced by L9. It had a really awesome beat.
Yeah.
It had a dope sample where the person just saying, I need patience. It's a really nice song where Russ goes into his life and a lot of different things. I really like that track. I also like "Mama," the last track on the album.
Yeah, that was a good one.
I think that was a really good track.
I think that one that we both didn't like was it was the one with
I didn't like those two bonus tracks at the end.
I didn't listen to those. I was thinking about the
one. No, you showed me
the
one. You showed me that one.
No, wait, was that the bonus one? The one with the girl was featured on there. It was she's a new artist as well.
Yeah.
Was that a bonus?
Yeah, that was at the end. At the end of the album. The final two bonus tracks.
Wow. Okay, that was a bonus set. Okay.
But those are singles that got put out before, so he just added them to the end of the album just because they're actually. The second one wasn't that bad, but that one that you talked about that I didn't really like too much. But yeah, I like "Patience." I like "Mama." I like the one with Benny the Butcher. Yo, Benny kills his feature, bro. Yo, what do you think of that Benny feature, bro? Benny slaughtered that feature, dude.
I think most of the features on that album were pretty awesome, man. I mean, maybe excluding that like one bonus one.
Yeah, Ross did be low on there.
Yeah. That being said, like obviously Russ held his own. Obviously he showed he was able to rap with these guys.
He did, yeah. And with the like you're talking about the feeling of the album, I agree. I like the tracks that have a little bit more like fleshed out instrumental.
Yeah.
A lot of the instrumentals are a little skeletal on this. They're well mixed and they sound like clear, but it's really skeletal in terms of like the thickness of the instrumental.
Yeah.
Like he could have fleshed it out a bit more.
I generally just think that's like a lot of like Russ's discography, like his instrumentals are just like that though, you know?
Yeah. Well, he does everything himself, so shout outs to him for that.
Mr. Do It Yourself.
And like we said, we liked the album. It was a good project. We're basically just every project, like we said before, every project has something that's it can't be there's no perfect project.
Break it apart kind of thing, you know?
Yeah. So it was dope. I was surprised by it actually.
Yeah. My favorite Russ project is still by far There Really Is a Wolf. I think that's by far his best one.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot on that one. I don't disagree with that. Mm-hmm. Although I think, man, I really love that song "Patience" from the Snow Globe album. I really do.
The opening track, man, that's my jam, dude.
Fair. That was a good track too.
Yeah.
Lil Wayne Funeral.
Once again, I think this is another artist like Eminem. I didn't really have that high expectations going into it. Lil
What do you think about the Carter 5?
The Carter 5?
I like the Carter 5, man.
It was good. It was good. It was definitely good and stuff, but
so
I don't think it was anything special though.
Oh, I disagree.
Really?
I disagree, friend. Friend, I disagree.
Okay, depends what you're comparing it to, okay?
You think it's better than Carter 4?
It was better than Carter 4. The best Carter was probably the Carter 2.
You could say that. Look, I like the Carter 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, Carter 2, Carter 3. I think those both maybe my two favorite Wayne projects. Those two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the Carter 5. Like, man, I can't really sit here and like nitpick on anything, but I don't know. To me, it just didn't sound that like. There was nothing like special about it, you know. I don't know. Like Wayne does his thing. He brought in some great features, obviously.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it was okay. Man, I hate doing this because I feel like in order to explain, I have to say some negatives, right?
Hey,
but
we're here. We're keeping 100. We love Lil Wayne, man. Like,
okay, the Wayne project is okay. I thought every song on it sounded the same.
On Funeral?
Yeah, I thought it was too long. He could have cut it by at least half. And it was like 25 tracks.
Wait, it was 24. Really?
Yeah. He could have at least.
Okay, never mind. Okay.
Could have at least cut it by half. Because every song sounded the same. Every song I thought he was trying to get a smash with. And I thought it sounded more like a mixtape than an album. There was no overall theme to it. There was nothing like that. The beats were very skeletal. It didn't sound like any of the beats were he spent a lot of money on, although I'm sure he did, but they weren't like there's no beat that stood out to me out of all 25 tracks as being a good beat or anything. They just all sounded kind of below average to me, to be honest. Wayne's rapping was good, but there was just every song sounded the same. It kind of blended together. If you take one song and listen to it independently, you're like, oh, okay, like this is a good song. But when you listen to 5 of those songs, it's kind of like
okay, yeah. Kind
of mind-numbing in a sense.
I can definitely see like the pattern, like when you go through like the album kind of thing about how the songs all like maybe they don't sound identical, but it's like it's way too similar.
Yeah. What do you think the high point? I thought the high point of the album was in the middle, with there was a song with 2 Chainz. There was
there was one with Big Sean and Lil Baby, I think.
Oh, that was one of the first tracks.
Yeah, that was one of the first few ones.
I didn't really like that track too much.
It was okay. I don't know if I have a favorite on that album though. I can't really think of the track list off the top of my head, like the top of my head as well. Hey, I want to give a shout out to Wayne though. That album art is really cool. If you like flip it upside down, it says Lil Wayne or something like that. I don't know. I thought it was kind of cool.
That is pretty cool. Yeah, my favorite on the album is Binge James with J-Rock. That's my favorite on the album. I don't know if you remember that. I thought J-Rock had a really good.
Was that one in like near in the middle?
Yeah, in the middle of the album. Probably track like 35. No, I'm kidding. Like around track like 10 or so. That's probably my favorite one. And around that time, I kind of got reinvigorated, and then it just kind of fell. Like I listened to the album. I listened to the album once fully, but a few times like halfway through.
I think I listened to like 75% of it, but
that's a long thing, dude.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard to get through, man. Like I tried so many times to get through it, and then I finally got through it. I was like, it was like an achievement.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, like I might actually only be like halfway because I thought it was like maybe like 17, 18 tracks or something. But it's 24, man. Like
yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know if it was exactly 24, but it was definitely the 20s.
Okay. That being said, though, how does Funeral compare to the Carter 5 for you?
I like the Carter 5 more. The beats were better. I thought the whole concept of it, where not the concept, but kind of the concept where he's like coming back and he's away from Burn Man. He's talking to his mom and all those interludes and everything. I thought that was it gave him a more personal touch. This track list to me wasn't as personal. It was more Wayne trying to reachieve that status he once had. But I just want to say as well, we got to pray for Lil Wayne, man. All the stuff he talked about in his album, even that last track where he's talking about the drugs and everything. And what this album sounded like to me is just somebody who his mind is all over the place from from drugs or anything like that. And we don't know how long this album has been in Lil Wayne's stash, because he's had to wait to put out these the Carter 5 for so long because of the whole Birdman situation. But hopefully some of these songs are a little older. But man, we just gotta pray for Wayne, man, because it seems like he's going through a really rough time.
Yeah.
Or at least he was when he made this album. So a lot of references in here to the pills and lean and stuff. So, and we know Wayne's had those problems in the past. So Yo Gotti with his album that I'm forgetting the title right now, Untrapped. It's been a minute since I listened to Yo Gotti project fully, man. I can't lie. And this album art, the album artwork for this one really caught my eye with the house on fire with the Lamborghinis in the front. And
that was a pretty dope album art, yeah.
It was. And I gotta say, man, I really liked the production on this. The production was dope. There's one track on here in particular. If you could talk for a minute while I find it.
Yo Gotti, I don't know, man. I don't really got much to say about Yo Gotti, dude. I don't know, man.
The album, okay. The album to me was okay. There's a few tracks on there that I like. I think Yo Gotti, what holds him back from being a more higher ranked MC is his rapping ability. He's not a very good rapper. I
didn't want to say that, but
well, he's not very good at rapping. He's better than like the average Joe, but when you can't compare him to somebody that like just rips bars, it's not his style. That's not the way he raps. And when he tries that, he's not at a high level of doing that. He tried that on this album. He has some crazy instrumentals on this thing, like insane instrumentals. But yeah, I thought all the way through it was consistent, but not consistently like good. It was just consistently okay to me. That's I think that's all I gotta say. The song that I'm talking about with the amazing instrumental is More Ready Than Ever. But literally all the way through the track list, the instrumentals were awesome. That one track he had near the end with Rick Ross, he sounded a lot like Rick Ross. It was pretty crazy. He basically matched Rick Ross's delivery almost exactly. I thought that was pretty cool. And lastly, the last album we got to talk about here, D Smoke Black Habbits. D Smoke is somebody that we both watched it at in the Netflix show.
Rhythm and Flow.
Rhythm and Flow. Yeah, I remember him. I only watched one episode, but he was in that episode I watched. It's pretty dope, and he ended up winning. So, and I was like, yo, this guy is dope.
Yeah, he's killing it right now, man. He's definitely a talented dude. He's like the one guy on, because like that's how he, I guess, became to be known, like through that show kind of thing, because he won it. Yeah, he was at like one. The thing with these shows kind of thing is like a lot of times it's kind of corny and stuff, you know. Wow, I just used the word corny. But anyways, yeah, it can get kind of corny and stuff, like when you watch these shows and stuff. But he was like the one artist in particular that really had like an artistry behind him, you know? Like he really like when he was on stage and stuff, you could really see like the artistry in him. And yeah, he put out some great music. He was even featured on that one the game project.
Yeah,
which was an awesome track as well, by the way.
On the Cross.
Lead Me to the Cross, I think.
No. Wait,
no, it's something Cross.
Oh man, what's the name of that song?
Okay.
To Cross from Jesus Back. Cross on Jesus Back. Yeah, that's what it's called. Amazing instrumental. Amazing instrumental. The album, I didn't get to finish it, unfortunately. Listened to the first half. It was good. It was good. I don't really have too much to say about it. I didn't finish it, so I don't really want to give a full overview. But from what I heard, he's talking about where he comes from, his city, which I believe he's from Compton.
No, he's from Inglewood, California.
Inglewood, yeah. So he's talking about it was his city and the problems in the city, his family, his environment. Each track had a different theme. It was good.
Yeah, I gotta finish it too. To be honest, I haven't fully listened to it yet.
Any new singles you want to talk about? Anything caught your ear?
I know we kind of touched on the Drake and Future recently. Life is Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. They're releasing like singles one by one until like the project. I guess like when is that project coming out, man? I've been waiting for like 5 years now, man. Like when is it supposed to release?
Yeah, I haven't really heard anything about that. I don't know if it's a Future project or a Drake project, or if it's a combination of both. We kind of heard all three of those statements.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting, man. I agree. Yeah, we've been waiting for a bit now. I really like that Meek Mill Roddy Ricch Letter to Nipsey track. That was a really good song.
Yeah, that was beautiful, man.
Really good song. Both artists, I think, had great verses and talked about their relationship with Nipsey Hussle and dealing with his passing and everything like that, which was interesting to hear. Lil Nas X and Nas.
Right. Yeah. What was that song called?
I don't remember, but it was interesting.
When I heard that, I'm like, yo, this is fake, right? Like they're collabing, Lil Nas X and Nas. Like that's crazy, man.
The Nas verse is what you would expect for him to put on a Lil Nas X verse, right? The song just like Nas kind of messing around a bit, not going too crazy with the bars on his verse. It's cool to hear Nas on a song that's probably gonna go number one or do really well like that song. So
another single I want to touch on is the Meg Thee Stallion.
Yeah.
Diamonds.
Yeah.
Dude, she's so talented, man. I gotta say, like, might be like my favorite female hip hop artist right now. Honestly, she's really talented, man.
Okay.
Yeah. She had a pretty good project last year. I think she's supposed to drop sometime this year again as well. And yeah, she's young. She's so young as well. So she's got so much time to grow and stuff. But yeah, really, really good song. I don't know. Anything you want to add on it?
I didn't really like the song too much. But yeah, that's all I got to say on that.
But she, maybe you didn't like the song, but I think we can agree that she can rap. She can rap, yo.
She can rap. Yeah, I wouldn't say she's one of my favorite female artists, but she can rap. So okay, so let's just do this final two things. So people that we bet on for this year. So for me, the 5 artists that I would bet on for this year that I think are gonna have a great year, put out some great music. are Tierra Whack, YBN Corday, Saba, No Name, and J. Cole. Those are my 5 that I'm rolling with for this year. J. Cole's kind of a cheat code, but you know,
he's a cheat sheet for rappers in the worst.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
And Polo G is kind of my sixth guy. I need to hear.
Do we know if he's dropping this year though? Like another one?
Polo G?
Yeah. We would expect him to, right?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, he's been dropping. He dropped a few tracks. He dropped another track with Lil TJ.
Yeah.
First Lane, First Time, something like that. And then he dropped Heartless, and so he's been dropping consistent music. So I'm thinking maybe.
Okay.
Anyway, what are some people that you would bet on? What's your top 5?
I don't really have a top 5, I think, but to spitball for you, I agree with everyone on your list. But top of the list, Cole, Kendrick. Kendrick's dropping again this year.
Damn, bro, picking all the cheat codes.
Yeah. Hey, man, I have to, bro. I think recently, like a small snippet came out online or something. I think
Kendrick?
Of Kendrick, no. Yeah.
No
a small
Are you
snippet.
sure it wasn't D-Smoke?
Oh, true. Yeah, D-Smoke kind of sounds like Kendrick. I just want to point that out. Not to discredit him or anything like that, but kind of, especially in that like one song I showed you. Anyways, aside from that though, yeah, sorry man, I gotta go with my cheat codes. I'll add Polo G and YBN Corday to the list. I think both of these guys are very promising artists for the new school. I think,
yeah,
2 extremely promising artists. But yeah, I'm just waiting for like the Cole the fall off, and
okay. That's the one project you're waiting for the most.
Yeah, I've been waiting for like a Cole project for the past 2 years, I guess. Yeah, 2 years.
Okay.
For those of y'all who don't know, I'm Team Dreamville here, so everything Cole puts out, I'm a stan in that regard. Hate to classify myself like that, but it is.
No, I don't think you're a stan.
No, I would consider myself a Cole stan, man.
All right, but
yeah, I don't like calling myself a stan either, but it is
I don't think
man.
you like a stan with like an Eminem stan is like Revival is great. I don't think you like. Well, I haven't heard you listen to too much KOD or anything like that. Like I haven't heard you. Like I don't know, huh?
I like his maybe his older stuff a little bit more, but that's not I do like KOD as well though. I do like KOD.
Yeah. All right.
Let me see. Who else would I bet on for this year, though? Let's see. Do we know anyone else that's dropping? Any other cheat codes that are dropping, man? Like,
I don't know. I pick guys that I assume will be, and that haven't dropped in a year or so, or guys that I think are gonna follow up with another one. Like I have Saba, Tierra Whack, people that dropped in like 2018. Corday hopefully will drop. I don't think so, but maybe he'll drop a few singles or something like that. No Name has dropped in 2018.
Yeah.
And J. Cole, so. Okay, so the last thing we have, man, is just music that we reviewed this week, that we reviewed, like, that we we haven't listened to in a while, that we listened to again this week, or music that we listened to the first time this week, kind of in just around the house or walking around or anything. Not necessarily new music, but just anything. So for me, I've been listening to the Joe Budden Moon Musics, specifically 2 and 3. I've been listening to those a bit. I took a few songs from those that I really like, and I enjoyed those a lot.
Yeah, man. Every time we chill and stuff, it's always Joe Budden playing now, man. The Joe Budden vibes, man.
Yeah, I really enjoy his music, man. I think he's really personable.
Yeah.
And mood music. I like the mood that he presents. So
yeah, no, I think Joe Budden's someone that is a little bit underrated, to be honest. Like, because he's known for his like podcasts and stuff, right? But he dropped some really awesome music before too, and he was on Slaughterhouse before. Obviously, a really talented guy. But that being said, though, he's not number 350 top 50 all time. Yeah.
And also, yeah, just a song I wanted to highlight as well. Joel Ortiz, Battle Cry. I hadn't heard that until probably this week, and I was kind of blown away by that track. I was listening to it in rotation. I thought it was dope. So, do you have any tracks you want to highlight or anything like that? Or?
I've been listening to some GZA, the Liquid Swords project, a little bit recently.
Oh yeah.
There was backstory. There was a concert around where Mark and I were. it was the 25th anniversary of like Liquid Swords or something like that. And Mark and I have been talking about like, yo, we gotta go like a concert soon enough, right? But you know, we're just life gets busy and stuff. It's not like we weren't able to go kind of thing. But that being said, though, 25th anniversary, been listening to a lot of Liquid Swords. A few other artists. Been listening to a lot of
better
like
protect your neck, bro.
Huh?
Better protect your neck.
You better protect your neck.
Protect your neck out here.
Yeah, it's been listening to a lot of them. Been listening to a little bit of old school Lupe. Like the Cool and stuff. Like it's just for like strict nostalgia factors because that was like one of the first albums I listened to when I got into hip hop. But other than that, that's about it though.
Nice.
Yeah.
So I think that'll wrap it up, guys. Thank you for listening, and tune in again next week. We will have another podcast out. So yeah, that's it. Get to listening to that new music.
Yeah, well, we're gonna take the same advice kind of thing, and as always, we appreciate all the supporters and stuff. And yeah, any like recommendations, any new music you would like us to listen to, kind of review, drop it in the comments below. We'd be happy to hear.
All right, that's it. Peace.